The absence between both of you has become unbearable, as if each day were a cruel reminder of what they once had. The silence that used to bring peace now weighs like a shadow that envelopes everything around. The distance seems to grow with each moment, creating a gap difficult to overcome. Even the small gestures that once connected their souls are now absent, leaving an impossible void to ignore. The angels are watching this suffering and want to light the way to reconnection. This disconnection did not arise out of nowhere, but from small cracks that were ignored over time. The details that once united both of you, like deep conversations and meaningful looks, began to fade. Unspoken pride and fears built barriers that further separated them. It's as if each one had erected invisible walls to protect themselves, but ended up pulling them apart. The angels want you to know that there is hope, but it takes courage to act. In their moments of loneliness, this person thinks about you more than they imagine. Memories of shared moments emerge like flashes, bringing longing and regret. There is an intense desire to undo what happened, but also a paralyzing fear of rejection. This internal conflict has been wearing, causing silent suffering. The angels ask you to keep your heart open to receive the signals of the universe. The pain of distance is not only emotional, it deeply touches both of your souls. Both feel that something essential is missing, but do not know how to deal with it. It's as if the love that still exists is suffocated by uncertainties and insecurities. The angels see the purity of this feeling and are working to dissipate the clouds of confusion. All they ask for is patience and faith in the process. There are gestures that person does, even from a distance, that show how much they still care. Maybe it's a lost look or a message not sent, but the signs are there, waiting to be noticed. The angels reveal that these small signs are evidence that love still lives, even if weakened. They ask you to trust in divine plans, for nothing is lost. Every time you miss that person, an echo is generated in the universe, also resonating in their heart. The angels show that this connection is deep and spiritual, going beyond the limitations of the physical world. Even when it seems that all is lost, there is a flame still burning, waiting to be reignited. The secret to this is vulnerability, the willingness to open up and listen to the other. The angels want you to know that the tough times you face are not in vain. Every challenge brings important lessons, teaching about forgiveness, empathy, and unconditional love. Although the pain is great, it is temporary and can be overcome with effort from both. The universe is conspiring to bring healing, but it requires acting wisely. Often, the unsaid words are what hurt the most. The angels show that there is an urgent need for clear and honest communication. If you feel that words are hard to find, they encourage simple gestures, like a look or a touch. Small acts can break the ice and open doors to reconciliation. The pain you both share is actually a reflection of the love that still exists. If there was no love, there would be no suffering. The angels ask you to see this as a reminder that there is still something worth fighting for. Nothing is definitive, and love has the power to heal even the deepest wounds. The angels are working to align your paths, creating opportunities for a new connection. Even if they do not realize, small miracles are happening around them. Every act of kindness, every positive thought sent to the other, is a step towards healing. Trust that the universe is taking care of everything. The distance between them is not the end, but rather an invitation to something greater. It is an opportunity to reconnect more deeply and with understanding. The angels want them to see this as a fresh start, not as a definitive loss. It all depends on both parties' willingness to rebuild what has been broken. This person also carries regrets, even if they do not express them openly. The angels show that there is an internal struggle going on, a battle between pride and the desire to reconnect. They ask them to focus on love, not on past mistakes. What matters is what they can still build together. Although the suffering may seem unbearable now, the angels want them to know that this is temporary. True love has the power to overcome even the toughest challenges. Trust the process and the strength of this connection. The pain they feel now is a sign that something great is coming. The energy they share is unique and special, something many seek but few find. The angels ask them to cherish this and not give up easily. There is much to be learned and experienced together, if they allow it. Believe that the best is yet to come. This moment of distance is an opportunity for both to reflect on what truly matters. The angels show that there are valuable lessons to be learned during this time. Use this time to grow, to strengthen their faith, and to prepare for a new phase. The angels are whispering words of encouragement, saying that all of this has a greater purpose. What seems to be an end might actually be a new beginning. They ask you to keep hope and continue trusting in love. What is true always finds a way. Even in the darkest hours, there is light waiting to be discovered. The angels want you to know that this light is within you and in the connection you share. Use this light to guide your steps and to illuminate the way back to each other. Your journey is far from over. The angels reveal that there is much more to come, as long as both are willing to try. Don't let fear or pride prevent you from seeking the happiness that is still possible. Lastly, the angels ask you to remember that love is the most powerful force in the universe. It can heal, transform, and renew even the most wounded hearts. Trust in love and what it can do for you. With every thought and every prayer, the angels are guiding you back to each other. They know that the path may be difficult, but they also know it's worth it. Trust, love, and allow the universe to do its part. The universe is working tirelessly to align your hearts, even if at this moment everything seems lost. Every thought, every feeling you silently share is being transformed into a healing energy. The angels want you to trust in this process, no matter how challenging it may be. They know that fear and uncertainty can be paralyzing, but they are here to offer the necessary strength. Allow yourself to feel hope, even amidst the shadows of doubt. There are moments when the silence between them becomes deafening, filled with unspoken emotions. This silence is not empty, it is full of words that they are afraid to say. The angels want you to know that these moments are opportunities to reflect and grow. Even without words, the connection between them remains strong, like an invisible chain that cannot be broken. All it takes is courage to take the first step towards reconciliation. Each day, their thoughts are consumed by memories of being together. They relive the happy moments, the shared smiles, and feel a pang of pain for all that was lost. The angels show that, although pride keeps them silent, their heart yearns for a chance to start over. The love they share is not ordinary, it is something that transcends time and space. Do not let fear stop you from believing in this love. Distance may seem like an insurmountable barrier, but the angels want you to see it as an opportunity. A pause does not always mean an end. Sometimes it is a necessary time for both to grow individually. During this period, that person's soul is being prepared for something greater. The angels are working to remove the emotional blocks that prevent them from fully opening up. Trust that this transformation is underway. The spiritual connection between them is deep, something few have the privilege to experience. The angels show that even separated physically, their souls remain intertwined. There is a higher calling that unites them, a purpose that is yet to be revealed. Let this knowledge bring you peace, even in moments of doubt. The universe makes no mistakes. Everything is unfolding as it should. The angels reveal that this person is facing an internal struggle that often goes unnoticed. They are torn between the fear of getting hurt again and the desire to get closer to you. This battle is exhausting but necessary for their spiritual growth. The angels ask you to have patience because this process cannot be rushed. Clarity will arise through this struggle, and they will be able to see what truly matters. Even though communication between you has decreased, signs that they still think of you are present. A gesture, a song, or even a simple mention of the shared past reveals what is in their heart. The angels want you to pay attention to these signs as they are reminders that love still exists. Use these moments as encouragement to keep hope alive. The wound left by the distance may seem deep, but the angels assure that it can be healed. Love has the power to transform pain into something beautiful, something that strengthens rather than destroys. However, this healing requires time and commitment from both sides. The angels ask you to keep believing, even when everything seems lost. The light is at the end of the tunnel, waiting to guide you back to each other. The angels want you to see this moment of separation as a lesson, not as a punishment. There is wisdom to be gained in every tear, in every lonely night. They ask you to look within yourself and find the strength that has always been there. This experience is shaping you for something greater, something that only true love can provide. There is an indescribable beauty in vulnerability, and the angels want you to embrace it. Being vulnerable is not a sign of weakness but of courage. They ask you to be willing to open up, to share your feelings in an honest and authentic way. It is through this openness that the barriers between you will begin to fall. This person is beginning to realize the impact they have had on their life, even if they haven't expressed it yet. They feel a void that no one else can fill, a longing that cannot be ignored. The angels show that deep down, they know you are special, someone who can never be replaced. Trust that this realization is slowly guiding them back to the path you share. The angels are encouraging you to keep the faith, even when circumstances seem impossible. They want you to know that nothing is set in stone, that love has the power to overcome any obstacle. Keep believing in the strength of this connection, for it is stronger than any challenge. This person's thoughts are filled with what-ifs, full of regrets and unspoken hopes. They wonder how things would be if they had acted differently, if they had been more courageous. The angels want you to know that these reflections are the first step towards change. They are proof that love is still alive, waiting to be rediscovered. The energy you share is being amplified by the angels, creating a healing field around both of you. Even in the moments of greatest pain, this energy is working to bring clarity and renewal. The angels ask you to connect to this energy through meditation, prayer, or simple moments of silence. The angels reveal that the barriers between you are not insurmountable. They are constructs based on fear and doubt, but can be overcome with love and understanding. All it takes is a small step, a gesture that shows your willingness to try again. Even if words are hard to find, the angels want you to communicate in some way. A simple message, a gesture of kindness, can open doors that once seemed closed. They ask you to trust your intuition to guide your actions. The angels are working to align your hearts, creating opportunities for reconnection. Even if you do not realize, small miracles are happening behind the scenes. They ask you to keep believing, even when you cannot see immediate results. Your journey is unique, marked by challenges, but also by a love that few are fortunate enough to experience. The angels want you to cherish this and fight for what truly matters. They are here to guide and support, but the effort must also come from both of you. This separation, although painful, is an opportunity for both of you to become better. It is a moment of growth, of learning, that can lead to something even more beautiful. The angels ask you to see this as preparation for what is to come. The angels want you to know that everything is happening for a greater reason. Even in the darkest nights, there is a light waiting to guide you. Trust in love, trust in the process, and know that the angels are by your side, always. As the days go by, the intensity of the longing between you grows, making it impossible to ignore the emptiness that remains. The angels want you to know that this feeling is not one-sided. Both of you feel the weight of this absence, even if you do not talk about it. It's as if the shared memories echo silently, reminding you of what was lost. This love that lingers is the strength that the angels are using to guide you back to each other. This person often finds themselves lost in thoughts of you, trying to understand how everything changed so quickly. They revisit specific moments, like exchanged smiles and deep conversations, wishing to relive them. The angels show that they are going through a process of self-discovery, confronting the choices that led them apart. This is an essential step for emotional growth and for future reconnection. Even amidst pain, there is beauty in the feelings they still share. The angels want you to see this as a testimony of the depth of the connection they have. What they feel is real and powerful, something many people never experience. They ask you not to lose hope, as true love always finds a way to prevail. This person tries to hide their feelings behind a facade of normalcy, but the angels see beyond that. They reveal that they often feel the urge to open up, to express what is truly in their heart. However, fear and doubt paralyze them, creating a cycle of silence and suffering. The angels ask you to be patient, as this process is necessary for healing. The angels are working to create opportunities that bring them closer again. These moments may seem like coincidences, but they are part of a bigger plan. An unexpected encounter or an out-of-the-ordinary message could be signs that the universe is intervening. Pay attention to these signs, as they could be the beginning of something transformative. Their journey so far has been marked by ups and downs, but the angels want you to know that it has not been in vain. Every obstacle faced has a purpose, shaping them to be stronger and wiser. They ask you to see the challenges as steps towards something greater, something worth fighting for. The love they share is rare and deserves every effort. Although time and distance may seem like foes, the angels want you to see them as allies. This period apart is an opportunity to reflect, grow, and understand what truly matters. Both are being prepared for something more significant, something that will only be possible if both are ready. Trust in this process of evolution. The angels want you to know that the burden this person carries is greater than you imagine. They often question the decisions made, wishing they could turn back time. This regret is a sign that they deeply value what you both had. Use this information as a reminder that there is still hope for reconnection. Despite the silence, there is a vibrant energy that connects you, something the angels describe as unbreakable. This energy is the thread that keeps you linked, even in the darkest moments. The angels are intensifying this connection, helping to break through the barriers of fear and doubt. Trust in this bond and know that it is stronger than it appears. This person may be seeking ways to make amends, even if you don't realize it. Small gestures, like indirect messages or questions about you to mutual friends, are signs of this. The angels show that they are trying to muster the courage to approach, even subtly. Be receptive to these gestures and see them as bridges to a new beginning. Pride often becomes a barrier in situations like this, but the angels are working to dissipate it. They ask that you do the same, releasing any resentments or hurts. It is through this release that space for love can be created once again. Forgiveness is the key to opening the doors to reconciliation. This person's spiritual journey is directly linked to the two of you. The angels show that they are learning important lessons about vulnerability, love, and authenticity. These lessons, though painful, are necessary for mutual growth. Trust that the universe is guiding both of you in the right direction, even if the path seems uncertain now. Silence can be disturbing, but angels want you to know that it is full of meaning. Every moment of reflection is an opportunity to better understand their own feelings and what truly matters. Use this time to cultivate your own strength and resilience, knowing that it will benefit both in the future. Angels are aligning your paths for an eventual reunion. They ask you to keep believing, even when everything seems lost. Love has the power to overcome even the greatest challenges, and they are working to ensure that this happens. Trust the divine process and keep the faith. The connection between you is like a flame that, although weakened, has never been extinguished. Angels want you to see this as a symbol of hope, something that can be reignited. What you share is rare and precious, something that deserves to be protected and nurtured. Do not give up on this flame. They often feel overwhelmed by the intensity of their own feelings. The angels reveal that they are learning to accept this vulnerability as part of the healing process. Although it is difficult, this is a necessary step for emotional growth. Your patience and understanding are crucial at this time. Angels ask you to continue sending positive and loving thoughts to them. This energy is not in vain, it is felt and helps in the healing process. Even if you do not see immediate results, know that you are making a difference. Love always finds a way to manifest. Know that everything that is happening has a higher purpose. Every tear, every lost smile, is shaping you for something deeper and more meaningful. Trust that the universe has a plan and that everything is aligning perfectly. The best is yet to come. The angels are whispering words of encouragement to both, saying that the love they share is greater than any obstacle. Even though silence prevails, the energy between them continues to flow intensely. This connection is sacred, something that the universe protects carefully. All that is needed now is a moment of courage, a gesture that can break down barriers and pave the way for healing. They are in constant internal battle, trying to balance the fear of the unknown with the desire to be by their side again. The angels reveal that they feel a heavy weight in their heart, as a result of decisions that do not reflect their true feelings. This conflict is necessary for them to find clarity and face the truth of their emotions. The love you share has deep roots, but it needs to be nurtured to bloom again. The angels want you to see this phase as a temporary winter, where trees may seem dead, but are getting ready for spring. Patience will be your greatest ally during this time, allowing love to reborn stronger and truer. They often miss you unexpectedly, like when hearing a song or passing by places you used to visit together. These little triggers are constant reminders of the impact you had on their life. The angels show that these moments of nostalgia are slowly breaking down the barriers they built around their heart. The angels ask you to focus on gratitude, even in the midst of suffering. Valuable lessons are being learned, both by you and by them. These lessons are preparing both of you for a stronger and more meaningful reconnection. True love always demands sacrifices, but these sacrifices are never in vain. Even if silence prevails, the angels show that there are energetic movements happening behind the scenes. They are creating circumstances that will facilitate a reunion, whether through a coincidence or an unexpected gesture. Be open and attentive to these opportunities, as they may be the beginning of something transformative. They are learning, even if slowly, to deal with their fears and insecurities. The angels are guiding this process, helping them recognize that love is worth any risk. Although the path is difficult, it is paved with lessons that will strengthen the connection between you. Trust that time is working in your favor. The angels want you to know that this person's doubts and fears do not diminish the love they feel for you. These conflicting feelings are natural and part of the process of emotional growth. Instead of focusing on the difficulties, focus on the potential you have together. Love can overcome any barrier, as long as there is determination. There is a greater force working to align you, an energy that transcends time and space. The angels ask you to trust in this force, even when everything seems impossible. They are moving mountains to ensure that you have a new chance at happiness. Believe that the universe is taking care of everything. This person often revisits the moments when they felt closest to you, seeking comfort in those memories. These thoughts are a sign that the bond between you is still strong and meaningful. The angels show that, even in silence, they feel your presence in their life. This is an indication that love still has room to grow. The fear of being rejected often paralyzes them, preventing them from taking the first step. The angels are working to dissolve this fear, replacing it with courage and clarity. They ask you to be patient and understanding, creating a safe space for them to feel comfortable opening up again. Even though the path may seem uncertain, the angels assure that it is full of possibilities. Every challenge faced is an opportunity for growth and strengthening the bond between you. They ask you to keep walking with faith, knowing that everything is aligning for the greater good. The angels want you to cherish the small signs of hope that arise along this journey. An unexpected gesture, a message, or even a dream can be the confirmation that you are on the right path. These moments are gifts from the universe, reminding that love is still alive. They are starting to realize that their feelings for you are deeper than they imagined. The angels show that they are in a process of acceptance, learning to embrace their feelings instead of fearing them. This is a crucial step towards reconnection, and your patience will be essential at this time. The angels ask you to keep sending positive thoughts to them, even if they seem distant. This energy is creating a healing field that helps them face their own emotional challenges. Love is a powerful force, capable of transforming even the most difficult situations. As painful as the current moment may be, the angels want you to see it as a passing phase. They are preparing both of you for something greater, something that will only be possible if you persevere. Trust that the best is yet to come and that true love always prevails. The spiritual connection between you is something rare and precious, something that angels are protecting. Even when everything seems lost, this connection continues to shine like a lighthouse in the dark. Use this light to guide them towards hope and healing. The angels show that the love you share is a gift, something that deserves to be protected and nurtured. Even with the challenges, this love has the power to transform their lives in unimaginable ways. They ask that you keep believing, as the universe is aligning everything for you to be happy together. Know that you are never alone in this journey. They are by their side, guiding every step, illuminating every decision. Love is the answer to all questions, and they ask you to trust in it. Everything is heading towards a conclusion that will bring peace and joy to both of you. The angels are setting the stage for a reunion that will be as unexpected as it is powerful. They ask you to trust your intuition, as it will be the guide to recognize the right moments to act. Even when it seems like nothing is happening, the angels are moving the pieces behind the scenes, ensuring that everything happens in perfect timing. Believe that the universe is conspiring in your favor. This person often feels overwhelmed by guilt and regret for the choices that drove them apart. The angels show that these feelings are the first step towards transformation. They ask you to be prepared to welcome this person with compassion and understanding, as the path to reconnection is being paved with these emotions. The love you share is like a flame that never goes out, even in the midst of darkness. The angels reveal that this flame is waiting to be reignited, growing in intensity each day. They ask you to keep your unshakable faith, even when challenges seem insurmountable. What you have together is rare and worth every effort. The physical or emotional distance between them is not an indicator of the end, but rather a pause for reflection and growth. The angels want them to see this as an opportunity to strengthen their spiritual connection. Use this time to reconnect with themselves, as this will also strengthen the bond they share. The angels show that this person is beginning to realize the depth of what they feel for them. Even though they may still be afraid to open up completely, signs of transformation are already present. A gesture, a word, or a look can reveal more than any declaration. Pay attention to these demonstrations, as they are important steps on the path to healing. There is a synchronicity happening around them, created by the angels to guide them back to each other. The angels ask them to pay attention to signs, such as music, dreams, or unexpected encounters. These moments are reminders that they are on the right path, even though there are still challenges to face. The pride that once kept this person silent is beginning to weaken, thanks to divine intervention. The angels are working to replace this pride with courage, helping them to open up and share what they feel. They ask them to be ready to listen with an open heart, without judgment, when that moment comes. Even in the moments of greatest uncertainty, the angels are sending healing energy to both. They ask them to meditate, pray, or simply take a moment of silence to connect with this energy. This practice will not only help them find peace, but also strengthen the connection they share. The angels want them to know that everything happening now has a higher purpose. Each obstacle, each tear, is preparing them for a deeper and more resilient love. They ask them to keep walking with faith, knowing that the universe is taking care of every detail. This person is in a process of self-acceptance, learning to deal with their own fears and insecurities. The angels show that this journey is essential so they can offer the love you deserve. Meanwhile, they ask you to focus on your own growth, as this will create a solid foundation for your future. Even though silence can be hard to bear, the angels want you to see it as a necessary pause. They are using this time to work on both of you, preparing you for a more meaningful reconnection. Trust that this waiting period is part of the divine plan, and the outcome will be beyond what you could imagine. The angels are putting people and situations on your paths to help you reunite. These interventions may seem subtle, but they are incredibly powerful. Be open to new opportunities and trust that the universe is aligning everything for your greater good. The love you share is like a gravitational force, constantly pulling you back to each other. The angels show that this force is unbreakable, something that transcends any barrier. They ask you to trust in this power and keep believing in the possibility of a future together. This person often finds themselves wondering how it would be if you were together right now. These thoughts are seeds of hope, planted by the angels to guide them back to you. They ask you to remain patient, knowing that these seeds are growing into something beautiful and transformative. The angels want you to see the challenges you have faced as steps, not as barriers. Each difficulty overcome has brought you closer to a more authentic and lasting love. They ask you to keep climbing these steps with determination, as the top is a place of unity and joy. Even though the past may have left wounds, angels show that these scars can become symbols of strength. They ask you to see these experiences as lessons, not as losses. What you both share is strong enough to overcome any adversity, as long as they are both willing to try. Angels are aligning their hearts, creating a space where love can blossom again. They ask you to be open to receiving this person, even with their imperfections. It is through mutual acceptance that true love can grow and thrive. Finally, angels want you to know that your journey is just beginning. What appears to be an end is actually a new beginning. They ask you to trust the process, keep the faith, and never underestimate the power of love. Everything is leading towards an outcome that will bring peace and happiness to both.